Hi everybody, it's Alexa here from Once Upon a Chapter, and I'm here today to show you my TBR pile for the Tome Topple readathon. From my understanding, this is round number 3 of this readathon. I've always seen it come up because I do follow the Thoughts on Tome YouTube channel done by Sam, who hosts this event every single time. She came up with it, and she has some co-hosts with her who are different every single time. I've always seen her do this readathon, but I've never had time to do it, or it's always fallen at a bad time, or I just never had enough time to read books that are over 500 pages. But the whole point of this readathon is to read books that are over 500 pages long. She's got a couple challenges up this time that you can participate in, or you can choose not to. I think one of them is just to read more than one tome. Another one is to read an adult tome. Another one is to read a book that's part of a series. There's also to buddy read one of the reads that you're doing. And I think there might be a fifth. Oh, to read a graphic novel that's over 500 pages. I'm not really trying to fulfill the categories here. I just decided to kind of pick books off of my shelf that met the criteria of being 500 plus pages. And so I'm going to show you some of the options. I do have 6 books picked out, and I'm hoping to get through 3 of them. But I picked out more than what I'm going to get through just because I don't really know what I'm going to be in the mood for when it comes to actually reading during those 2 weeks. So the first one that I did grab is A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. I have read the first book. I think I read it more towards the time when it actually came out, so probably a year and a half ago now. And I enjoyed it, and I would really like to read A Gathering of Shadows, especially since the third book, A Conjuring of Light, just recently published, and it would be nice to read this one, which I think this one comes in at just barely the right number of pages. Yeah, it is 509 pages in the US hardcover edition, so it just barely meets the challenge. The next one on my list is a book that I think I will try my very hardest to get to. This is one that I know will be pretty easy for me to read because it is a middle grade book. This is the third, and I thought it was the final book, but now he has announced that there will be a 4th book. It already has a cover, it already has a title. I think it's called like After the Happily Ever After or something, but this one is School vs. Good and Evil, The Last Ever After, which is the 3rd book. This one is quite chunky. It comes in at over 650 pages, but it is middle grade, so there is pretty big text and kind of a lot of margin room on the page. So, and I really enjoy the series so far, and I know it's pretty quick for me to get through because I already know the world and the characters and everything that's going on. So I'm really excited to try my hardest to get to this one. Next up is a book that I am also trying really hard to get to, and I might even better read this if Stephanie here at Once Upon a Chapter decides she's also doing this readathon. Both her and I have been putting off reading Empire of Storms, which is the 5th book in the Throne of Glass series. This one is a little bit misleading because it looks like this isn't 500 pages, just because Queen of Shadows looked massive and this one doesn't. But this one tops in at over 675 pages, so it definitely meets the criteria. I always really love Sarah J. Maas's books. I know some people didn't care for the direction that the series is going in, but I kind of like the direction it's been going in because she kind of weeded out the characters I didn't care for and brought in some characters that I really enjoy. So I personally kind of like the direction she went in, so I'm excited to read this one and see where she's going with it. And after that, I have Mistborn. I'm not really sure I'm going to get to this because adult fantasy isn't really my thing to begin with. I find it really hard to get into them a lot of the times, you know, when there's complicated maps and languages and tons of characters and stuff. It's always a bit much for me personally to keep up with. So, you know, I mean, here's a map. I mean, you know, when a book has a map, you're in for a lot of trouble. This edition has over 650 pages. I do really want to read this though, eventually, because I know a lot of people talk and say great things about this, and even my husband is interested in reading it, so that also says a lot. So, I am interested in this one, but I'm not quite sure that I'm going to make it a priority for this readathon in particular. But I have it there just in case I get in the mood for a really vast world-building adult fantasy novel. Next up, this is kind of like a maybe on my pile because I'm currently reading Six of Crows. I'm about halfway through it right now, and I'm hoping to get it finished before Tome Topple starts in a few days. If I don't get Six of Crows finished, I'm just going to finish it after the Tome Topple readathon, so there's a possibility that I might not even read Crooked Kingdom because I might not be finished yet with Six of Crows by the time the read-along comes, or the readathon comes, I should say. I'm kind of coming down with a little bit of a cold or flu or something. My throat's all messed up. So I'm trying to film this a few days early so that you can still somewhat hear and understand me before my voice is potentially gone in a few days from now. So depending on how I feel, I may or may not finish Six of Crows in time to read this. And one last book that I just picked up today from the library that I'm hoping I can take to and from work with me because I get an hour-long lunch break to read. Well, not to read. I get an hour... I get an hour-long lunch break to read. No, I get an hour-long lunch break to have lunch, and I tend to read a little bit while I'm having that hour-long lunch break. So I just picked up Strange the Dreamer, which collects in, again, just a little bit over 500 pages. I think this one's like 520 pages or something like that. 525 pages something. And I've really been looking forward to this one. I really enjoy Laini Taylor's books, and I have read The Daughter of Smoke and Bone, and I have read Days of Blood and Starlight. I've been putting off reading The Dreams of Gods and Monsters because, I don't know, I don't really want it to end, but at the same time I want to know what happens. So I've been putting off Dreams of Gods and Monsters, but I'm really excited to start this new series by her, and it comes in just over 500 pages, so it's perfect timing with the library hold coming in and this readathon happening. So that is everything that I hope to read. Like I said, I'm really hoping to get through, hopefully, fingers crossed, 3 out of these 6 books. Like I said, I'm not really sure about Mistborn yet, but we'll see what mood I'm in, and I may or may not read Crooked Kingdom if I don't get Six of Crows done first, because I have to finish the first book before I can read the second one. So that's everything I'm hoping to read. I'm hoping I can get this cold or whatever I'm coming down with under control so that I will be all set to read. I specifically took the weekends of this Tome Topple readathon off so that I could be at home and read as much as possible because I really want to focus on me time in the month of April and doing things that I want to do instead of doing a lot of work and stuff, which is what I did in February. In February and March, I was working a lot. And I worked a lot of extra shifts, and I worked a lot of 12 days in a row, and I'm just really tired of that. That's probably why I'm getting a little bit sick or whatever's going on with me. Anyway, I am rambling now. So those are all the books. If you have read any of these, let me know. If you think I should read one of these over some of the other ones, let me know that too. If you want to buddy read one of these with me, also let me know that in the comment section or just tweet me, whatever. And we could buddy read something together. So that's everything for me, and if you guys are participating, I wish you the best of luck at getting through some of your tomes. Bye, guys!